Hey everyone. So Kirsten and I decided that we wanted to make you guys a video describing the day we first met. So here's our story. April 20th, 2013. Well, that was the day.
To be completely honest, I do not remember how I felt before her and I saw each other. I just remember being very, very nervous.
From the moment I woke up, I was in a daze, kind of. I couldn't believe that it was finally there because I spent the entire week at school being so anxious. So that day I wake up, I shower, I get ready, and, I go on my way. And in the car, I told Kirsten about this, I literally sang my heart out. It was the only way I could relieve all of my nerves. Before I knew it, I was 5 minutes away, and I texted her, I'm like, I'm getting close.
I remember opening the door for her, watching her as she comes, to my door, and thinking, oh my gosh, this girl is beautiful.
Tried to act all cool in my car, take a few minutes to get out, and eventually I turned off my car, put it in park, and got out, and I got about 5 feet, and I realized my sunglasses were still on my face, so I had to walk back, put my sunglasses in the car, and then I walked up, and I really saw her for the first time.
I'm serious. That's all I thought about. I was like, oh my gosh, she is so beautiful. Why is she here? Why is she hanging out with me? As soon as she comes up to me, the first thing that she says is, she grabs my face and she's like, oh my gosh, you are so short. And I look at her, I'm like, and I laugh. I don't know what to say. What do you say to that? Yes, I'm short. I'm sorry. But, and she's not much taller than I am.
I walk up to her and I grab her face like this, and I'm just like, you're so short. And by you're so short, I really just wanted to pull her in and kiss her, but I didn't want to be too straightforward on the first day, so I just said, you're so short, because it was the first thing that came to my mind, because she's a midget. Sorry, babe.
I remember, going into my kitchen after we talked for a little bit in the laundry room, because that's where the door is at, and I sit down at my kitchen counter, and I'm so nervous because she's here, she's at my house, and so as soon as I sit down, I'm, constantly going back and forth in my chair, being a little nervous and a weirdo, and we spend about, I want to say, 10 minutes trying to figure out what exactly to do while she's here.
We stood in her kitchen for a while, and I was on one side of the kitchen by her dining table, and she was sitting at one of the bar stools on her island in her kitchen. And we were sitting there for 20 minutes trying to decide what we were going to do.
But finally we decided on watching a movie, because that's all my friends and I ever did when we came to my house, is watch movies, because we used to have a movie theater in my basement.
So she took me down to her theater room, and gorgeous theater room. It was beautiful in there, and we go over to her movie case, which is actually a closet, and we're standing there for another 15 minutes. Yes, 15 minutes just trying to pick out a movie, and eventually we came to the conclusion of Scary Movie.
The first movie we watched was one of the Scary movies. I think it was either the first or second one. I'm pretty sure it was the first one though. And then, so we watched that movie. Nothing happened. Just me being oblivious, just, watching the movie the whole time. I'm sure she was looking at me the whole time. I don't think she saw any of that movie.
Dumbest movie ever. Just saying that. That's all I'm gonna say. Dumbest movie ever. I don't know how she finds it funny. From the moment it started to the minute it ended, I just was focused on her.
And I picked another movie, which was Stay Alive.
I don't even remember the name of it. And it was about like a video game that came to life, and it was like killing, and she said it was good. The movie started, and I moved closer, and before I knew it, I was like kind of rubbing her leg, and then I started rubbing her arm, and again, my eyes were locked on her the entire time.
She gets a little bit more affectionate, which is good. I mean, I enjoyed that. My heart, beated even more than it was when she started, being a little bit more affectionate, getting closer to me, rubbing my leg. Very cute, I would agree.
About 20, 30 minutes into the movie, we were sitting there looking at each other, and she finally leaned in and kissed me. And I wish I could describe to you how it felt and how I fell for her that second.
So I leaned over and kissed her, and we kissed for a little bit. And actually, you know what? We kissed, in the middle of that movie, and I believe we did not watch the end of that movie.
Before we knew it, it was the end of the movie. We hadn't watched the movie, and we decided to pick out another one, and this one was Sixth Sense. And I think you all can conclude that the only thing I got from that movie was I see dead people. That was it.
Then we watched the third movie, which was The Sixth Sense. Again, we didn't watch a lot of that movie. I tried to, but because I love that. Honestly, that's one of my favorite movies. But so I mean, we kissed a lot, and that's pretty much all I remember.
After the movie was over, we decided, 3 movies was kind of good. So we went upstairs, and we were in her room, and I met her brother Joey. Kirsten's a triplet. She has 2 brothers, Joey and Jimmy. And Joey comes in, and we were kind of talking about, like, me going to Illinois Wesleyan and all of that. And he's just like, where are you from again? And I'm like, where am I from? I forgot that Kirsten and I were going to tell her parents and family that I was from Geneva, because it was really close, and we didn't want them to think it was weird that I drove an hour to go see her. I was just sitting there, and I look at Kirsten, she's like, Geneva. And I was like, oh, I go to Geneva. And he kind of found it weird. Well, we talked for a little bit longer. Kirsten played her guitar for me. I will never forget that she played Your Hands. And to this day, it's honestly probably my favorite song. Just because it was the first song she played for me. And every time I hear it, I light up. And it makes me feel better. It makes me remember that someone out there does love me, and she loves me just as much as I love her, which is the best part about our relationship. Eventually, it was time for me to go.
Honestly, I did not want her to leave. That's how, much fun I had with her. I enjoyed, seeing her. Honestly, I did not want her to leave. But, of course, she had to.
With that, she walked me out and gave me a kiss goodbye, and we hugged, and I went home.
So she left, and all I can think, wow, I really, really like this girl. And, everything after that was a blur, is a blur.
I don't know if I've ever told her, but when I got home, I actually got out of my car and sat by my back tire and replayed the entire day in my head. And it was the best feeling ever. And it still is, knowing that our first day went so well. So that night, I went to sleep smiling inside and out. And to this day, I still do. I smile. The reason I smile in the morning is because of her. She's going to be here in less than a month. And we're starting our lives together. So I can't wait. And that's our story. So, I love you, Kirsten.